Mesdames et messieurs, bonjour et bienvenue dans BIP Actu. Le président de la République du Kenya, son Excellence Uhuru Kenyatta, était en visite au secrétariat du groupe des États d'Afrique des Caraïbes et du Pacifique. C'était vendredi 17 juin 2016. Une visite très marquée par le message du président adressé à l'ensemble des ambassadeurs ACP sur plusieurs sujets touchant aussi bien la coopération au développement, l'accord de partenariat post-Cotonou ou encore l'agenda 2030 du développement durable. Nous y reviendrons avec quelques extraits du message du président. Le président de la République du Kenya, son Excellence Uhuru Kenyatta, était en visite au secrétariat du groupe des États d'Afrique des Caraïbes et du Pacifique vendredi 17 juin 2016. Il a été accueilli par Patrick Ignatius Gomes, secrétaire général du groupe, l'assistant secrétaire général, le chef de cabinet du secrétaire général et bien entendu le comité des ambassadeurs réunis en session extraordinaire pour cette heureuse circonstance et l'ensemble du corps diplomatique des États ACP à Bruxelles. Après l'exécution de l'hymne du groupe des États d'Afrique des Caraïbes et du Pacifique et le mot de bienvenue adressé au président du Kenya par l'ambassadeur de la République de Jamaïque, Miss Vilma Kathleen McNich, la cérémonie s'est poursuivie par une présentation du parcours et de la riche carrière politique de l'actuel locataire du palais présidentiel de Nairobi, State House.
Allow me to underscore that your presence this morning with the ambassadorial representatives of our member states, despite your very busy schedule, is a testament, if there was ever need for one, of the interest and deep commitment that your country, Kenya, has always demonstrated towards the AC Group. Thank you yet again for the honor that you have demonstrated towards us by your presence here today. Welcome home, Mr. President. Asante sana.
Le président Uhuru Kenyatta a ensuite pris la parole et a adressé un message à l'ensemble du groupe ACP. Un message symbolique et fort, peut-on observer, qui s'apparente à un véritable plaidoyer des différents défis à relever dans les domaines du développement, du commerce international, de la coopération avec l'Union européenne, de la coopération intra-ACP ou encore de la stratégie adoptée sur l'accord de partenariat post-Cotonou. Il a souligné les objectifs de l'agenda 2030 du développement durable, le thème central de la 10e édition des Journées européennes de développement à laquelle il prenait part. Il a félicité les efforts consentis par le groupe ACP depuis plus de 40 ans pour maintenir la cohésion et la solidarité des États ACP, mais aussi du rôle important du groupe ACP dans les négociations. Il a invité le groupe ACP à poursuivre ce rôle essentiel pour s'assurer que la voix du groupe ACP soit entendue dans les instances internationales.
Kenya has had a long history of cooperation with the ACP, and my government and I attach immense importance to the work carried out by the ACP, and Kenya has always participated actively in the activities of the group. Last year, I was gratified to note, and I want to register my own personal thanks and the thanks of the people of Kenya for the tremendous role you all played in the preparations for the WTO MC10 and the energy each and every one of you put into the negotiation process that shaped the outcome document. As Patrick here has said, and in Swahili we say, Asanteni sana. Thank you very much. Indeed, I encourage all of you to carry on this critical role and to ensure that our voice is indeed heard in all global fora. Madam Chairperson, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the impact of the development cooperation efforts with the European Union has been limited despite elaborate mechanisms in place. For instance, less than half of the allocated European Development Fund resources end up being dispersed. And this we can only attribute to the conditionalities and other bureaucratic requirements. The Prime Minister of Samoa, those of you who were in attendance the day before yesterday, made specific reference to this particular point in his statement at the opening ceremony. On the trade front, it is apparent that the current regime has not fully met the expectations of ACP countries. The share of ACP exports to the EU has gradually declined over the years, and in addition, ACP countries' exports are limited to a few primary products. Our respective countries have long been a source of unprocessed raw materials produced for the global market. We can only blame the ever-daunting supply-side constraints existing in our countries and the increasingly stringent conformity requirements they keep on piling. Preference erosion is also a major factor in the dismal performance of our products in the EU market. Capacity building assistance is therefore necessary for us to all increase our productivity. And for trade, AFT will go a long way to address supply-side and trade-related infrastructure obstacles, which constrains our ability to engage in international trade. In view of these developments, we, together, have a responsibility to find a new meaning for our solidarity and strength. I believe this gives us an opportunity to reflect on our history and appreciate our potential, while at the same time underlining the reasons that we can learn from the past for greater prosperity for the future. The ACP post-2020 debate requires strategic thinking on the way forward. I welcome and commend the various reports and dialogue tools that are currently guiding this debate and highly endorse deeper engagement with the European Union and other interlocutors to ensure that the ACP-EU cooperation initiated by our forefathers continues after 2020, but with a new beginning. We should continue to ensure that development issues, particularly poverty eradication, remains the focus. The agenda for sustainable development is critical to us. Linked to this, we should ensure that all partners honor their commitments arising from the major United Nations conferences and summits. In short, it's time to stop talking and to put up. They need to do this. We just don't attend conferences. We don't have the money to attend conferences anymore. We just attend conferences with no product. We might as well not attend them. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we have undertaken new aspirations to create better livelihoods for our people. And while we undertake steps at the national level to improve lives and build capacities, we have to be alive to the fact that this global agenda calls for concerted efforts so as to realize a better world for everyone. I call upon our partners in the international community to scale up their development support and financing agenda, and specifically for the implementation of the Addis Ababa Action Agenda of the Third International Conference on Financing for Development, which I believe is a major step forward in building a world of prosperity and dignity for all. Going forward, we firmly believe that the new ACP-EU partnership should be markedly different from the existing framework. It should be based on partnership rather than patronage, and interdependence rather than dependence. It should lead to the rapid transition of ACP countries from mere suppliers of raw materials and commodities to producers of value-added goods. In this regard, the existing pattern of supply and production should be broken, and we should carve for ourselves a place in the global value chains. I am here primarily to attend and have participated in the European Development Days under the theme 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. Sustainable development remains the bedrock of our diplomatic engagements, whether in the political, social, or economic fields. Excellencies, indeed again, as we enter a new phase of our engagement with the European Union, I speak on the need for values and value addition to our raw material before export to international markets. This will ensure that we develop our infant industries, flourish our national economies, but most importantly, provide jobs for our young people.
Un vote de remerciement a ensuite été adressé au président du Kenya par la voix du doyen des ambassadeurs ACP, Roy Mikejoy, ambassadeur de la République de Vanuatu. L'interpellation du doyen des ambassadeurs à l'ensemble du groupe ACP et à l'Union africaine a retenu l'attention de tous.
I think time has come, sir, with the leadership, within the African Union Commission, to engage with EU partners to see that if they're legitimate, they decide to support ACP private sector development and to support the commodity sector, time has come for them to put money into their mouth and to be able to allow the ACP states like our regions to decide how we will utilize those money. Money should not be dictated in any form. I think time has come, and I think your statement, sir, and that of the Prime Minister of Samoa, should be a guiding lesson and a bedrock to ACP Committee of Ambassadors and to the Secretary General and our team in Brussels.
Au terme de cette cérémonie, le président du Kenya a salué l'ensemble des ambassadeurs ACP ou leurs représentants présents à cette rencontre.
Thank you very much for your very inspiring statement.
Really words.
Thank you very much.
Really appreciate your kind words.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Uganda. Habari jirani. Yeah? Appreciate it.
La visite de son Excellence Uhuru Kenyatta s'est clôturée par la signature du livre d'or et une photo de famille. Mesdames et messieurs, c'est ici que prend fin cette édition. Merci de l'avoir suivi. Restez connectés sur notre actualité sur www.bibmedia.be ainsi que sur notre page Facebook. À très bientôt.